not as bad as it looks.
Baxter State Park in Millinocket, Maine is a popular destination for hikers, so campsites book up months in advance. We stayed at the Roaring Brook campground, which was convenient to many hiking trails, including the Helon-Taylor Trail, which we would take to get to Knife Edge and Mount Katahdin, Baxter Peak. More about that later. We arrived at our campsite a little before dusk on Thursday and set up our little home away from home. We cooked dinner and relaxed by the fire before turning in. On Friday, we got up and hiked some nature trails close to the campground. We ended up at a place called Big Rock, where I went for a dip. We enjoyed the views so much, we went back that evening, and Sean actually went in the water too. It was just a nice, relaxing day, which I'm glad we had because I don't think I would have been prepared for Katahdin if I had also done heavy hiking the day before. Sean, Dave, and I got up early Saturday morning and started up the Helon-Taylor Trail. The hike we would complete is a close to 11-mile loop hike, hitting Mount Pomola, Chimney Peak, South Peak, and Baxter Peak along the way. The way up to Mount Pomola was a pretty strenuous hike, big boulders you had to climb. By the time we reached the summit, I was pretty beat. We stopped to rest for a bit and I felt a little better after eating some lunch. Next, it was time for Knife Edge. The boys were pretty anxious about it. They'd been trying for a few years to get up there, but the weather never cooperated with them. This year, the weather was ideal and there were no more excuses. As for me, I had watched videos and knew more or less what to expect. I figured since I could watch the videos and not feel afraid, I was in good shape. I decided not to worry about it and just take my time. I expected to be a little afraid, but I actually felt really comfortable and stable up there. I enjoyed the fun challenge of climbing up and down big boulders and across the narrow trails with steep slopes on either side. It was my favorite part of the whole hike and something I would definitely do again. After Knife Edge, we summited South Peak and then finally Baxter Peak. This was the highest peak I had ever climbed, having only climbed 3 peaks over 4,000 feet before this. Next, we would make our descent via Saddle Trail. The trail here was very rocky and felt like it went on forever. My feet really took a beating, pounding on all the sharp rocks. This made the rest of the descent down excruciating on my tender feet. We had a small break by the lovely Chimney Pond as the sun began to set. By the time we made it back to camp, it was already dark. It had been a super long day of hiking. Nearly 11 miles, over 9 hours of moving time, and almost 4,000 feet of elevation gain. By far the hardest hike I have ever done. This trip was an experience I will always remember, and I was really proud that I was able to do Knife Edge and such a difficult hike. What's more is other hikes that I've done since then have seemed easy in comparison, as though this hike has prepared me for anything. As always, thank you for watching. I'm new to making videos, but I'm hoping to put out a new video each Monday to document my hikes and adventures. Please subscribe so you can stay informed when I post a new video.